Hello and welcome to In the Clear, the only show with an accompanying mute quartet. Did you hear that? Music to my ears. We've got a great show lined up for you tonight. Another brand new interview with Princess Etch, a product you can buy that makes you a little more stylish as it makes the world a little cleaner. Our poll, as always, and this. As always, sit back, relax, and watch as I perform crimes against the English language. That was Princess Etch, a very nice Etch-a-sketch artist, and yes, that is a real profession, and collector who sat down with me to talk about what it is that she does, for those of you who don't already know. All right, hi, I'm here with Jane, Princess Etch. How you doing, Jane?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good today, thank you. Thank you for being on the show.
Oh, my pleasure.
And I mean, it's easy to see from just looking at you, looking at your room. Your claim to fame is the Etch-a-sketch.
Absolutely. Yep, best toy on the planet.
Um, you're honestly incredible with the art on it as a whole. I mean, I understand like it's been around for, would you know how many years actually?
Yes, so last year was the 60th anniversary of Etch-a-Sketch, so this will be 61 years this year.
61 years. I feel like it should be older.
You know, it's funny because most people think it's newer.
Really?
A lot of people think Etch-a-Sketch is an 80s toy. Yeah, yeah, I think
Huh.
they associate it with like Rubik's Cube.
Probably.
Yeah.
It seems very like the era.
Right. Yep.
So you're a big collector.
Yes.
Um, and you have rare etch-a-sketches, you have etch-a-sketches that make sound, you have ones that do specific shapes. What's your favorite one in your collection?
So my favorite Etch-a-sketch is this FAO Schwarz Swarovski crystal Etch-a-sketch. It originally retailed for $1,500, and it is literally just coated with glorious, sparkly
Oh
Swarovski
my.
crystals.
You know, I saw your video on that one the other day. I didn't know it was your favorite as well.
Yeah, this one's, yeah, it's got to be my favorite. I have some that are sentimental as well, but like this one was, as a collector, it's my holy grail.
If you don't mind my asking, how much did you end up getting that one for?
I scored this one for only 300, which is still,
That that's
yeah, yeah,
incredible compared to the
it's
retail.
agreed, agreed. So the seller was originally asking 500 for it, which I still think is a good deal. But I managed to talk them down more. So
Awesome job.
yeah, thankfully the market of people who want to buy Etch-a-sketches is pretty small. So yeah.
So that actually does bring me up to my next question. Hello. Um, how did you get so into etch-a-sketches?
Well, I had an Etch-a-sketch at my house growing up. I'm the youngest of five, so I have four siblings, and inevitably one of my siblings had received an Etch-a-sketch for a birthday or Christmas or something. So we had one in the house, and then I also had one at my grandma's house. And when I would visit my grandma, she wouldn't let me watch TV or like do any digital electronic entertainment for a
Hmm.
pastime. So I basically had to find other means for which to entertain myself as a kid. So Etch-a-Sketch kind of became the main thing. And I played with it pretty obsessively whenever I would visit my grandma. And I didn't even realize that other people couldn't draw well on an Etch-a-Sketch until a few years later. And it's just because I happen to have clocked in like an incredible amount of hours as a kid of drawing on this toy.
Would you happen to have any idea on if you could ballpark the amount of hours you've spent on an etch-a-sketch?
Wow. Well, it's probably safe to say at this point, because I've been playing with an Etch-a-Sketch for like 25 years now, I've probably clocked in my 10,000 hours.
Yep.
I Yeah, it's really difficult to say, but over the course of 25 years, definitely definitely at least into a few thousand hours. Yeah.
And I also got to ask, this one just came to me. So I see, you know, the various watches and the tinier ones.
Yeah.
Those all work, like even including the one you're wearing as a necklace? Do they?
Yes.
That's
Yeah. These
incredible.
are all functional. There are maybe a few Etch-a-sketches I have on display that are only ornamental, but this size here is known as the world's smallest, and it totally does function. Yeah. The knobs turn. It doesn't work as well as even an Etch-a-sketch this size works significantly better than this size. But it is pretty surprising how decently they work. I can't believe they're able to shrink the mechanics down that small.
I'm trying to avert every "so size does matter" joke I have in my mind and move on to something else. Actually, let's go with it. Would you say there's a certain size at which the performance doesn't matter anymore? Like it'll be just as good on like let's say like a 5x5 Etch a Sketch versus.
Oh yeah. So every Etch-a-sketch is a unique canvas. There are certain sizes that I do prefer. For example, let me show you. Of course, I happen to have one right here on my wall. So a few years ago, this size, the pocket Etch-a-sketch, was shrunk down just a little bit. As you can see here, there's kind of a comparison.
Yeah.
I prefer before they shrunk it down. For some reason, the mechanics on this size seem to be the most consistently good across the board. But with that said, every Etch-a-sketch is a unique canvas, so they all kind of come with their own idiosyncrasies. Sometimes you find ones that work just perfectly. Other times you find ones that have certain issues, but there can be pros and cons. In fact, there's one right behind my head. There's a gold one right there,
Yep.
if you can see that. For some reason, these were the Ohio Art 100th Anniversary Limited Edition Etch-a-sketches. They came with a gold and a metallic red frame, and those have the best consistent mechanics of any Etch-a-sketch I've ever used in my life. Like, those are just everything I could ever ask for. It's the closest I think I'll ever get to like an artist grade professional canvas. Even
For an
this
Etch a Sketch.
FAO Schwartz doesn't work as well as those 100th anniversary ones. Yeah.
See, flashy does not always mean better.
Yeah, yeah, it's incredible. So on the rare occasion that I decide to use one of those, it's always a really nice treat for me. But those are kind of hard to come by these days, so
Hmm.
I'm pretty selective about when I use them.
And how do you go about picking what you're going to sketch out on them? Do you take suggestions? What's your primary source of inspiration here?
So it definitely depends. Sometimes I will do live streams. In fact, I'm planning to do another one later this afternoon.
Oh, very cool.
So with my live streams, I often take requests just to kind of hang out and chat with my fans, and that always opens interesting doors to subject matters I've never created before. But for my personal work, I'm either doing commissioned work where someone will hire me to create something that they want me to do, or I will create something to my heart's content. And usually, some of my favorite subject matters are like related to pop culture and video games and meme culture and all of that. So yeah, I have a kind of running list going, and sometimes the things are really topical. Other times, the things are just like things that I'm really passionate about, or maybe that I have a nostalgia for.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I like that. It's very well rounded in that way.
Yeah, and it gives me a lot of opportunities to try new things and reach different audiences. But I always try, when it's my own personal work, I always try to do things that I care about, because I don't necessarily just want to pander. Um,
Yeah, to
for me,
audiences, you'd rather get something else that is a nice creative experience.
yeah, yeah, and it's always great because if my audience connects with what I make, then it's an authentic connection. It's
Hmm.
something that they care about and I care about at the same time.
I have time for one more good question as soon as I move my cat for the third time. Sorry, buddy. Um, which piece that you've done would you say is your favorite, like, or your biggest accomplishment in art on the Etch a Sketch?
For me, the first piece that comes to mind is this multi-Etch-a-sketch rendition I did of a skeleton. And that's
Hmm.
why I have a skeleton in my office. A lot of people wonder.
So it's not
Um,
just a skeleton in the closet joke. Okay.
yeah, it's partially that. Um, but yes, so I created this life-size depiction of a skeleton using 11 Etch-a-sketches. And for me, it was a labor of love. It is the most time-consuming and ambitious project I've ever pursued on Etch-a-Sketch, and it still feels like a pretty major accomplishment that I was able to actually realize this idea that I had in my head.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No problem. She was awesome. I'm pretty sure I say that after all of these, though. So he was great. He was awesome. They were great. See, I was right. And this means two things. One, I interview some really awesome people. And two, I need some new adjectives in my life. Either way, please go and check out her stuff and show her some love. She is beyond talented. She does live streams you can watch in real time.
It's called live streams for a reason.
I know it is. It's just exciting, okay? Anyways, as always, her links will be down in the description below. Moving on though, time for my second favorite segment, as Joe has just made me realize while we were writing the script, Building a Better World. This is Building a Better World, the segment that was my idea, even though it's Joe's favorite and not mine apparently. This too is also the only segment on the show that Keanu Reeves gave a thumbs up. Or at least it would be if he would reply to my emails and be a guest. Notice me, Keanu. So, as you all know, my co-producer and I both support groups and people who are trying to help out with the water. This is apparent because we showed you the Sea Bin project once before on the show. Well, today on Building a Better World, we want to bring to your attention another project which is also helping clean up the garbage of humanity. 4Ocean is one of the only companies that hires full-time captains and crews to recover trash directly from the ocean, rivers, and coastline 7 days a week. Now, I know what you're thinking. 7 days a week? Even Chick-fil-A closes on one of those. Well, not these guys. There are no breaks to be had after cleaning up your gremlins' trash. Another pretty cool thing about this company is they're a non-profit and don't take donations. Now, I know it goes through your mind. Well, how do they make money to function? And honestly, I wish I could tell you that they run this elaborate pirate scheme where they rob people on the ocean for the good of humanity. But no, it's simple. They're primarily funded by the products they sell. Plus, the best part is each product they sell helps get rid of 1 pound of trash from the waters, or 1/12 of the weight of a standard house cat. It's a real measurement. I weighed my cat myself to check. Anyways, in order to show our support, we bought one of their nifty bracelets. Look at that. Stylish and available in multiple styles and colors, all named after marine life. And the best part, it cleans up some of your trash. I say your trash because I don't litter. Deal with it. As of the time of this recording, the company has pulled 15 million pounds of trash from the water. That's 1,250,000 cats. Their link is in the comment below. If you buy one, show it off in the comments. It's time once again for our weekly poll. This week, in honor of the weather heating up, at least for us northern hemispherers, we ask you thong sandals or slides. Let's argue about it over on Twitter. Link in the description below. And before we finish this week up, we wanted to talk about this. 50 subs, y'all. That's huge for us. Thank you all for your support and watches, your comments, your kind words, and for giving us a reason to do this other than entertaining ourselves. For now, that's all we have. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Have a great night. Tip your waitress. This was In the Clear. I'm Tom Stark, and we'll catch you next time. Finger guns.